What is up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. That was so Jeffree Star. In today's video, as you can see by the title, we are doing the Bratz challenge. This is a challenge that's been going around on YouTube for probably a week or so, and it's been done by, James Charles, nikkietutorials, people like that, and I really wanted to give it a go myself because it just looked like so much fun. So this challenge, I'm pretty sure, was originated by Promise Fan, which is one of my biggest inspirations in makeup, to be honest. Like, she does such amazing looks and always thinks outside the box. So when she did this in 2017, it got a lot of attention, and obviously it just kind of surfaced back around, and here it is as a challenge. Now this video should definitely be interesting because I'm gonna try and recreate this makeup look off of the account Doll Ease on Instagram. After doing a bit of research, there is literal Instagram accounts dedicated to Bratz doll photography and Bratz doll makeup, so that is pretty cool. So yeah, this is the look that I'm gonna try and recreate today. I did kind of want to do Roxy's look. She was like the rocker chick one, and I loved her, and obviously we share the same name, but I definitely loved Chloe the most, so I really wanted to do one of her looks. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that huge thumbs up down below, and also if you're brand new and have never seen my face before, make sure you subscribe, come and join the dinosaur family. I would love to have you here. But without further ado, let's get on into the video. Okay, so I was kind of thinking, should I make this video a little bit more down the wearable route, or should I actually go full out and try and make my eyes look super massive, my lips look huge? And I thought, it's not fun just doing a regular makeup look, so I am gonna go down the extreme route. So I hope you guys don't mind that too much. I'm actually just gonna go ahead and do my first eye off camera just to kind of figure out what I'm doing, and to be honest, I have no clue. So I'm gonna do my first eye, and then I'll be right back and do my second eye on camera.
2,000 years later.
Okay, I am back. My left eye is now finished. Are you guys ready for the reveal? 3, 2, 1, ta-da! Wow, okay, that looks creepy on camera. Whoa. This took me honestly like an hour to do, so please be kind in the comments. It's my first time doing this sort of makeup, and I definitely need a lot of practice. So what I'm gonna do now is try and replicate whatever I did here on my right hand side and kind of talk you step by step through what I did. Okay, so the first thing I did was kind of map out the eye just to kind of get a rough idea where everything is going. So for this, I just used a brow pencil. This is the High Contour Brow Artist by L'Oreal, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and basically elongate the very inner corner of our eye. So we're basically just gonna draw a line joining onto the inner tear duct and kind of continue the angle of your eye at the exact same sort of angle, if that makes any sense. I'm then continuing on that line from the point outwards at the same sort of level as my eye. So whatever the kind of line of your natural waterline is, try and basically replicate that, but a centimeter lower. So once you get to this point, you basically just want to continue a line from your actual lash line at the same angle and join it onto the edge of this line. And by doing that, you'll get this sort of shape, which just basically enlarges and elongates your eye, which you can then fill with some white face paint or a white eyeliner. For this, I actually ended up using a white face paint because I feel like it's a little bit easier to control and you can get a way better pigment without the actual product cracking underneath your eye. Seeing as I personally do get quite a few creases under my eye, I didn't really want it to crack, so that is why I used face paint instead of a liner. So once you've got the white underneath your eyes, you then want to quickly set that into place with a white eyeshadow. So I'll be using the one from Morphe X James Charles because it's super pigmented and very, very white. And setting that white into place will just make sure that it stays there, doesn't budge, doesn't smudge, and definitely does not crease because, like I said, that under eye is so prone to creasing. So now that we have the structure of the eye into place, we now want to move on to the actual eyeshadow on the top lid. So for this, I'm actually starting off with a transition color by using this shadow right here, which is like a really nice matte brown. So this shadow is actually very similar to the one that the Bratz doll was wearing in the image. However, hers wasn't really blended out very well, I've got to say, and I guess that's just the nature of Bratz doll's makeup. They always have a very unblended eyeshadow and very unblended lip liner as well, but I guess that's all part of the charm of the Bratz dolls. Let me know down below if you guys played with Bratz dolls as a kid or whether you were more of a Barbie girl. I honestly loved Barbies, but then I improved and upgraded to the Bratz dolls and they were everything. So that is my transition color finished. I'm now going to move on to the purple. This purple from the Morphe palette is honestly amazing, so I'm using that on a little blending brush like this to kind of of put that through the crease and almost create, you know, the first sort of transition of that purple into the crease and kind of blend it into the brown as well. I mean, look how pigmented this shadow is. It's honestly incredible. So once I've got the desired rough shape of the eyeshadow, I'm gonna go in with a flat brush with the same eyeshadow and just really pack that onto the actual lid to get the maximum pigment. Using that same brush, I'm also gonna run this along our fake lower lash line just to kind of tie the whole look and really accentuate that lower part of the eye. I'm now gonna go back in with the same brush that we used for the first transition color and just kind of tidy up everything and really diffuse any edges that might still be quite harsh. We're just trying to achieve a very seamless sort of blend. So take your time with this step. Honestly, it's probably the most time consuming part. Now the next step is of course the defining and the liner. So for this, I'm gonna be using my roller liner from Benefit and just basically replicate what I've got going on this side. We've gone for quite a thick wing to replicate the makeup that the Bratz doll is wearing in the photo. It's super extreme, and then we're also going to diffuse it with a little bit of shadow at the end. So first up, you want to define that extended inner corner that we've created by drawing a super thin line and then joining that onto the rest of the eye and carrying it on as a regular flick. This is honestly so difficult. What the hell? So now that my liner is finished, I'm gonna do that fake crease to really make my eyes look very doll-like and just really accentuate the makeup and also replicate the Bratz doll's look. For this, you wanna just basically place it right above your crease. So you wanna look up straight into the mirror and basically just have a look where the natural crease of your eye is. You then wanna place your line above so that when your eyes are open, you can actually see the line. Okay, so now that my fake crease is in place, we can now move on to the pupil of my right eye. So for this, I'm taking the blue shadow from the same James Charles palette, X Morphe. This brush is sort of angled, so it really allows me to get in there and create that semi-circle sort of shape. Also, a quick mistake that people can make with this look is placing the actual pupil right in the center of this sort of shape. The reason why you don't want to put it exactly in the center is because it will end up making it look like you're looking in two different directions. So what you want to do is you want to place that pupil slightly into the inward part of your eye, and hopefully that should make it look like I'm looking straight at you rather than in two different directions with two different eyes, which may I add definitely looks very creepy. The next part is to of course outline your pupil once again, so I'm using my same black liner. I find that felt tip liners are really easy to use for this sort of intricate detailing, so really take your time with it and make sure you do a very good job with outlining this eye with a very thin line. Next up, we're going to add some lower lashes as I did on the left hand side. This is super fun and it makes the eye really pop and make it look so much more realistic. Okay, so my eye look is almost finished. The last thing to do is to apply the lash on this eye as well, so I'll be right back. Okay, so now that my eye makeup is finished, we can move on to the face and the lip. The most iconic part is definitely the lip, so I'm looking forward to that. But first up, let's move on to contour. So for this, I'm going to be using this palette right here from Makeup Revolution. It's so dirty, but it's the Ultra Contour palette, which I've been using pretty much every day. I love it so much. So I'm going to take one of the darkest shades actually and just basically contour around the circumference of my face just to give my face a little bit more shape. So Bratz doll faces actually are quite round, so I'm gonna try and make my face look a little bit more rounded than usual as well. I'm also gonna do a little bit of nose contouring underneath my nose and also down the sides of my bridge just to get that super button-like nose that the Bratz dolls are so famous for. They honestly have like the tiniest nose. It's almost non-existent, so this is gonna be quite hard to replicate. And now to kind of carve out that nose with some loose powder, I'm gonna be using the Banana Light from Makeup Revolution on a beauty blender. And I'm just going to tap that on the sides of the nose to really make it look much smaller and make the contour look a little bit more prominent. Moving on to blusher. For this look, I'm gonna take a super pink one because Bratz dolls always have that pink blush. So this one is from MAC and it's in the shade Bubbles Please. Now I'm looking at my reference photo of the Bratz doll and she's got her blush sort of like here. It's so strange. Why did the Bratz dolls always have their blush super low and not actually up here on their cheeks? I have no clue, but that is how she wears it. So I'm gonna basically do the same and just like apply it quite low. This feels so wrong on so many levels. I've never applied blusher on my jawline. Well, that is where she has the blush in the photo, so I literally can't do anything about that. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit on the actual cheek as well, just because otherwise it will look really weird. Okay, so moving on to highlighter, we've got a very matte look at the moment, and we're gonna bring back that glowiness and that doll-like skin with a tiny bit of highlighter. This is the one from Too Faced. I can't remember what this is called, but it's so pretty. So I'm just gonna take a tiny bit of that on a very small pencil brush, and I'm just gonna apply that on the very, very tip of my nose to really make that nose look like it's super doll-like and very Bratz-like. I'm also gonna pop a tiny bit of that on my brow bone just to kind of bring up the brow and highlight it a little bit. And I'm also gonna put the tiniest bit of highlight just on the top of my cheekbone as well, just to really get that glow going and make this look a lot more doll-like. Now finally, it's time for the lips. So in my photo, the lip she's wearing is quite pink. However, her lip liner is quite brown and very unblended. So we're gonna replicate that. And for this, I'm using my YSL lip liner. This is called the Lip Styler in shade 20, I'm pretty sure. And I'm just going to basically overline my lips like there's no tomorrow. I'm now going to fill the lip with this liquid lipstick from Maybelline. This is the Superstay Matte Ink in shade Dreamer. This looks very similar to the one that the Bratz doll is wearing. Okay, so this is the look complete. It looks so blimmin' creepy, but we're not stopping there. We're actually gonna do the full outfit and also the hair. So let me just get changed into the full attire and I'll be right back. Okay, this is my finished Bratz doll look. Honestly, I'm kind of shook at how well this turned out. I did not expect it at all, and I think I did a pretty good job at recreating the look of Chloe. You guys, I don't know what anyone says, but Bratz dolls are making a comeback. They're crawling back into our hearts, and I'm not mad about it. Let me know down below what you guys think of my Bratz doll transformation. Did you guys like this look? Do you like this challenge? Let me know your thoughts below. I feel so creepy. I can't stop looking at myself in the viewfinder. Honestly, this is the weirdest I've ever looked on YouTube, I think. If you guys enjoyed this video and think I did a good job, let me know by giving this video a huge thumbs up. I mean, please subscribe. This video took me like 5 hours to film in total. It's now midnight and I look like a Bratz doll, so that is what my life has turned into. That is all. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! Mwah.